SharePoint list. So the SharePoint list will be our primary data source. And as such, we said that we're going to look at, we're going to look at, we will look at building a members information system, like a members register, where we would onboard people onto a particular system so that we can store their details. So last week we created the SharePoint list, which I will share the screen just now. And we're able to create our application from it. So I'm sharing my screen shortly, and if you can see, just let me know. So can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is what we call a SharePoint list, right? This is a SharePoint list. It is where we stored our data. So we actually created it by going to, this is a SharePoint site. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to come to a SharePoint site. There's a way you can also go through this by coming to this portal, and you see list option here. So once you click on list, you create it. And once you create it, you have to create all the columns that are needed. So which are the columns that you are seeing here right now, okay? So of course, you can refer to the previous video. We'll have to put it up on YouTube so that you can access it. So now what we're going to do now is, last week, what we did was to automatically, generate this application. Let me do it again so that we can see. I want to automatically build this application. So I'll call it members register. Okay, so I'll create it. So this is done when you want to, create your, you want to automatically create an app from your data source, most especially SharePoint list. So you can do it this way. But today we're supposed to look at how to create from scratch, right? From blank, which is what would happen most times, or oftentimes, So, but again, this is the process of automatically generating the app. So once it is done, we'll just look at it and now build our app from scratch. But while it is building, if you have any, okay, I think it's done, yeah. Okay, so you would see the moment it builds the app, you can, let me take this off here. So when I play it, you see it here, okay? It shows the record already existing. Then I can come here to add new record, okay? I can come here to add new record. So for instance, I can say 05021056, first name John Doe Terry. I'll choose a department, okay? Matric number, let me just put something, my gender, then email address, right? Once I do that, I'll submit it. Then it has to, so you can see it, which is this, okay? I can also delete it, right? You can delete this particular record, you can delete this, I can edit this, right? And I put number, okay, then I'll save it. So basically, this is just like an MVP. You quickly want to build something and you want to populate it for this thing, right? You can do that. But if you now need to build this from scratch, maybe your requirement is not what this one has done for you. You want to start from scratch, you want to build from scratch. So what we'll do is, okay, let me close this and let's get down to business. So what you do is, in your browser, you go to make.powerapps.com. You go to make.powerapps.com, okay? I want to confirm that people are following, right? Are you following? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, so when you go to make.powerapps.com, you see this is what you see. You can start from an existing data source. You can create from blank, and you can also look at templates that already exist, which you can leverage. You know, there are so many templates that already exist. Okay, let me show you some of these templates that exist. Let me see. Let's look at asset checkouts just to see. Okay, no, this one is model driven. Let's look at book a room. Okay, let's just look at how this was built. Okay, so these are connectors that were used inside the application. So I will allow this. Okay, I'll skip. So you see this book a room. You can see how many screens we have here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So this one is used to collect variables to store. This like documentation. So all the variables and collections that were used within this app are documented here, and you have the different screens. So this is the landing screen, right? So book for an existing meeting or book without a meeting. So let's say book. So it says select a meeting, no meeting, dates. Okay, let's say no meetings. Okay, let's say book without this. Okay, well, this does basically show what has been built here. Like I used to say, you can actually build anything you want to build here. It depends on you, right? But of course, you see that beyond just what we are doing, there are a host of other things that you can do within the Power Platform. Okay, so I'll close this and open another one. Okay, let me see another one. Let's see meeting capture. Let's see what's in meeting capture. Okay, these are so many connectors. So one of the beauty of this is that you can connect to so many things. You can see it's connecting to Office 365 users, which is part of your Active Directory. You have OneNote Business, you have Planner, and you have Office 365 Outlook, right? So it allows you to connect to different tools. Yeah, both part of Office 365 tool and third party. So let's look at this. So we have meeting capture. Okay, so what this basically do is looking at my calendar now and it's fetching what I have there, right? So let me select this one and say start meeting. Welcome to your meeting. Okay, got it. Okay, so you can see how this works. It's actually pulling the content of my mail and looking at the attendees, right? So I can actually take note here and tax planner, create next meeting. Okay, and have something like this. On what day? The due date. When is the due date? Let's just say 9th. Okay, assigned to someone. Search for, let me just say Chris. Okay, so save task. So it's here. So there are quite a number of things that can be done here. Okay, so let me close this. Let me put it back. Okay, I can write here. Okay, and save it. Right. So this app is actually an interesting one. So like I said, we can also, just create some of these templates and look at how they work and gain inspiration from them. Okay. So that's about that. It's just to tell you that beyond just what we are doing, there are quite a number of things that you can create here. I personally have created some fantastic stuff, applications here, right? And I know some organizations that are doing, some multi-million-dollar projects on using and leveraging this platform. So without much, without further ado, let's just go straight to business. So what we want to do is that we already created our SharePoint list. So what we want to do is to create our application, new application. So I'll go to new Canvas. So you can create Canvas app, which is one that you can access both on the system and on the phone. There's also modem-driven application that you can create from Microsoft, leveraging Microsoft Dataverse, which is another form of database, and you can also create portal, but our primary focus is on Canvas. So I will come here and say, okay, what we're building is membership register or membership system. Let's put it this way. So the format is tablet or phone. So I'll choose tablet. Tablet is, it's going to, it will show in a landscape format, while the phone will show in the portrait format, which fits into the mobile phone aspect ratio easily. So okay, awesome. So I'll skip this now. Now, the moment it takes you to this environment, I'm sure this is something this looks familiar, because of course, if you look at Microsoft Word and Microsoft Works and all others, you see that there's a ribbon in Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and the Office suites generally. So this also has ribbon that we're used to. And on this side of the screen, which is on the left here, you can create screens, okay? Just like you create PowerPoint slides, you can create screen here, okay? In same vein, on this part, there's a property pane here, where whatever thing you select on this studio, you can select the property on the right here, okay? So what we want to do firstly is that by the time when I created this, it created screen 1 by default. So I will rename this screen 1. For instance, I'll call it my welcome screen. I'll call it my welcome screen.
Good morning.
Okay, so yeah, so it automatically creates this screen, but I will rename it to welcome screen. So the reason is that I want it to be my landing page where people would come to, where you first land by the time you launch the application. So two things that I want to do is that I want to look for an image. Let me pin this. I don't know why I want to hide this stuff. Okay, so I want to look for an image. Let me see, membership register. Okay, let me see something that I can use here. Okay, let me just download this one. Although the best form of the image to use, SVG, because the SVG is lightweight. So I will insert an image here, okay? So whenever I insert an image, I will have to go and upload the image I just downloaded. So I will do add an image, okay? You see what I've done? I've inserted an image from insert, right? Then I go to media, image, okay? So this image, I click on it, then I'll go to image on the property here. I'll do add an image. So let me locate the image that I just downloaded, membership. Okay. So membership registration, I'll just put it this way. Let me just put it this way. Then I want to insert a text, right, which is a label. So I will go to insert what? Label. So let me just call this, I'll just put this as, so for me to override the text I see, I'll just change this to membership membership system. Let me just put it. So once I do this, okay, let me just put it here, and I'll go to home. From home, I'll centralize this. I'll make it bold. So these are just normal formatting in Microsoft Word and Excel that we're used to. Okay, are just normal formatting. So you can see it now. So we have membership system. Okay. So next that I want to do is I want to insert a button that takes me to the form. So I'll say insert a button. So what this button does is to take me to add a new member. So once I insert this button, I will put the label there to say add new member. Okay, so I need to increase the width. So I'll just increase it to 260. Okay, so this is add new member. For me to preview what I've done so far, I can click on this, then I'll see it. Okay. Okay, so before I go ahead, let me reiterate what I've done. So I created a new app, and it automatically creates a screen for me. So I renamed the screen to welcome screen. I added an image by going to insert, media, then image, right? Then an image that I downloaded, I had to go and bring it up here by doing add an image, right? Which is this. I added a text label to show membership system, and I added a button also to, for me to navigate to another screen. Okay, so this is what I have done. So I want this to. So I want to, if I play it, like I said, you will see that this, okay, let me just go ahead. So I'll stop for now on this particular one. Then I'll create another screen. Okay, how do I do that? I go back home and I'll see new screen here. And you see new screen, and I click on blank. So on this screen, this is where we're adding our form, the membership form. This is where we're adding it. But before I go ahead to add it, I will rename this screen to request screen or new member screen. It's always good that you rename your screen so that you can easily relate with it. Now, I haven't done this. I need to go and connect to my data source. Okay, I need to go and connect to my SharePoint data source where it is. So I need to go and connect to this. I need to bring this into this place. So how do I do that? There's a cylinder on the left here. If we can all see it, there's this cylinder is called data, right? So when I click on the cylinder, it brings this. So when it brings this, I would click on add data, right? So because my data is sitting inside SharePoint, I'll search for SharePoint. So I'll click on SharePoint. Okay. It says current directly. So because our SharePoint is in the cloud or it's not on premises, I'll choose this option, then connect. So once I connect now, I will pause for us to also do this. I'll pause for a bit for us to also do this. So because it's residing inside this site, I'll click on this, right, which is members profile. So I'll select this members profile and connect. Okay, I haven't done that. The next thing for me to do is I will insert my form. Okay, so which I'll go to insert, then I'll go to forms. So we have two types, edit and display. Of course, like the names imply, edit allows you to edit or create new, while display only shows your form in view only. So I'll choose edit. So I haven't inserted my form. I will rename it. It's called form 1 as it were, but I have to rename it so that I can easily relate with it. So I'll call it new member form. Recall that the first one I did, the screen I created earlier was new member screen, while this one is new member form. Now I need to connect my form to the data source that I brought in just now. So on the right here, I'll see data source. So I click on this data source. So the moment I click on the data source, it populates it with all the columns that we created, all the columns that within the SharePoint list. So which you can see now. So let me preview it so that we can see. Now, once I preview it, it's showing no item to display. And the reason is that the form is in edit mode. So we need to go and change it to new. So if you look at the default mode on the right here, it's edit, okay? So I have to change it to new. So if I play it now, the form would show membership ID, first name, last name, middle name, and everything that we need. So this attachment column comes with it by default, but we have to remove it. So, but before we do that, let me save and let me allow us also do also practice at least a bit before we can go ahead. So if you have any questions, just let me know, please. Okay. Okay, I think let me know if people are practicing this, and if you have any question, just give me a second. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, so should we just go ahead?
And we're trying.
Okay, so what I would do, I think I should just go ahead. We can always refer to the video if you need to go hands-on, right?
Please, can the video be moved that pause?
Sure, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Okay.
All right, great. So let me just go ahead because of time.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Make you this of the time. So I haven't done this. Yes, this is our form. So one thing that I want to do is this attachment, because we don't need any attachment. So there are two things that I can do. Is either I hide it or I remove it. So if I need to hide it, it's simple. There's a visible. Can you see visible here? I can turn it off here, or I can go down here on this property drop down where I have visible. Then I'll have force here. Okay. So that it's hidden that way. Another thing that I want to do is I want my form to just show in 2 fields and not 3. So I can change the columns here from 3 to 2, which you can see here. I think I can adjust this a bit, okay, so that it looks properly, because one thing that is also very important is user experience. It's very important. You have to make sure everything is aligned, okay? So I also want to give my form a border. So how do I do that? I go here, there's a border here, then I click on this, which is 1, okay? I can do it from that place, and I can also do it from these properties here. I can also do it from border thickness here. So you can see that you can make this adjustment from different places. Another thing that I also want to do is also to insert a label at the top, right? I want to insert a label at the top here where I want to have a membership, just to give it a title, membership system. Okay, no. New member. So let me put it this way. Now the label, this is label. So I have to give it a field. So let's say the field is blue. Let's look at this. Okay, and the color has to be white. Then I'll make it bold. I want to change the font and centralize it. Okay. So let me increase the font to 16. You can see, so new, or let me just say, add new member. Okay. Add new member. So the next thing that I want to do is to add a submit button. So I'll go to insert and do submit. Okay. So I'll bring my submit down here. I'll bring it somewhere here. Okay. Then I'll change the text on the button, which is submit or add member. Depends on what you want to do. Okay. So I will increase the, let me increase it. Let me let it be bigger. Okay. Then I don't want the radius to be there. So I'll change this to 0. Right. So this is it. Okay, fantastic. So we have had new member. Okay. So if you preview this now, yeah, we have our form, which is cool. Okay. So how do I, so this button is a call to action. Call to action in the sense that when I click on it, I want the data that I'm putting here to submit to my SharePoint list. Okay. And how do I do that? So once I select this button, there's a property of it called on select, which you can see here on select. Okay. I can also access it from here, which is action on select. So on select, what do I want to do? I want to be able to submit my form. Okay. So there's a function called submit form. And inside that submit form, I'll select the name of my form and close the bracket. Okay. It's as simple as that. On select of this button, I want it to submit this form. I'll put the name of my form inside this with bracket. Then that is it. Okay. So we leave that as it is. Then another thing that we also want to do is to, okay, let's add a success screen. So I'll go back home. I'll add another screen called success screen. Fortunately, we have a template for it already, so I'll just select it. So once I select it, I'll rename it to success screen. Okay. So I'll change the wording inside. This was successfully, I'll just say new member successfully added. Okay. So let's do this. We're going to submit this now and see. Now, but before I do that, when I submit and it successfully submits, it should take me to this success screen. So how do I do that? There's a property of this form that is called on success. There's a property of this form that is called what? On success. So what I will do is I'll come to this properties drop down here, then I'll navigate to on success. So I'm saying that on success of this, it should navigate. Navigate is the function that is used to move from one screen to the other. So once I successfully submit, it should just navigate to the what? To the success screen. Okay. It should just navigate to where? It should navigate to the success screen. So let me play this for us to see. Now let me enter membership ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the first name is let me say Abari. The last name is Oladi Bupo. My middle name is Rashid. The department is ECE. The matric number is 05. This is the gender male. The email Abari at yahoo.com. The phone 00. Let's have this. The industry, let's say telecoms. The graduating set, let's pick something here, and let me add member. So you see, immediately it takes us to new member successfully added. Okay, so when we go back to our SharePoint now, and you refresh it. So you see the detail here: Abari, Oladipupo, Rashid, EC. So you see the data is submitted here, right? You see the data is submitted here. So let's go back. So this is our new member. This is the welcome screen. Now I need to be able to link this button to the new member screen. Okay, so how do I do that? Who can tell me how do we do that? What do I need to do? I need to link this button to this new member screen. What do I do?
On select action, you put navigate to.
All right, thank you. Awesome. That's fine. So what we do is we do navigate. Okay, we navigate to the screen, which is the new member screen. Okay, so you see that when I said it is important for you to always rename your screen, it is for you to be able to easily identify a screen when you are navigating. So I'll do this now. What's something that, let's play this. Let's click on this. You see what? So why did you have this? No item to display. Why? Who can tell us? Why are we seeing no item to display?
Probably because the form is on new mode.
Okay, yes, I said that earlier. It is because the moment I clicked on add member, the form mode changed from new to edit. Now you are not seeing it, but it changed from new to edit. So it means that we need to change it back to new. Now, if I preview it, you see that I'm still showing this. So it is very important that when you are clicking to a new form, you have to add something called new form, open brackets, the name of your form, which is new member form. You close it, okay? Then you put a semicolon. Now you see that we have added two functions here. And how did you separate them? By putting a semicolon, okay? So what this says is that I want to create a new membership form, okay? Then navigate to the screen. So if I click, if I play now, I click on this, you see that it renders fine, okay? So it's very important that you take note of that, because it's usually an issue. Now, another thing that I also want to do is I need to be able to navigate back to the home page, which is not here. So how do I do that? I will add an icon, right? Let me go to insert icon. Let me look for a back icon. Okay, this is a back icon. I'll put it up here. I'll put it somewhere here. Okay. Then I will pad it. I'll pad it by 10. Okay, so but if you look at it, you see that this black, the color is not too, you can't really see it. So you have to change the color from that color to white. Okay, just click on this A, it changes to white. Okay, and I think I need to adjust it a bit so that it fits in here. So it's looking perfect now. Okay, so on select of this icon, what should happen? On select of this icon, we can say navigate where? To the welcome screen. Okay, so we can say navigate to the welcome screen. Yeah, or better still, I can make it a back, but I think preferably let me use home icon. Let me use a home icon preferably. Yeah, so this is cool. Okay, so when I preview this, I can go back home, can click on add a new item, right? And I click on this, I'll do this, I'll go back home. I want to format this button here so that it looks better. I'll give it a good radius of 50. Then I'll give it a height of 60. Okay. Yeah, add new member. Let me check the width of this. The width of this is 260. So I want to make this 262. Okay, it's also 260. The X is 582. The X of these two should be 582. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I'll add another one, Control C, Control V. So I'll call this one manage members. So this one is for manage members. Okay. So which is cool, right? So this is what we have. So one thing that I want to do is let me add a background. Or let me add a background so that it looks, or let's just use this. Okay, no, it's not cool. Let's leave it this way for now. Okay, so let me add something. I want to add the person who is currently logged in. So I'll add a label, then I'll put it somewhere, let me say somewhere here. Let me put it somewhere here. So now I'll say welcome, okay, comma, then I'll add an ampersand. Then I'll say user, open bracket, close bracket, dot, full name. Okay. So what I've done here is called concatenation. So you are joining two strings together. You are joining a string with a variable. Now this welcome, you see that this welcome is in bracket, is in open and close, is quoted, and I added and because I'm joining it with a variable. So how do you get a person who is currently logged in? You get it with a function called user.fullname. If it's email, it will be user.email or user.image if you are getting the person's image, right? So you will see that the moment I added this is showing my name, okay? So I can just centralize this and then make it bigger and, beautiful, kind of, yeah. So I have welcome Ibrahim. I can add an icon by the side just to make it more beautiful. Okay, let me add an icon. I'll change the icon to let me look for an icon, okay, to a user, something like this. Okay, so let me pad it so that it looks, so that it's smaller. Or let me rearrange this. It's looking somehow. Okay, awesome. I think it's fed now. So let's preview this. Yeah, so it's looking cool, right? Yeah. So that's about it. So I can successfully add a new member now and I submit. I can go back home. So the last part that we're going to be doing now is to be able to manage all those that are registered. So how do I do that? I'll add another screen, is a blank screen, okay? So I'll call these, let me say all members screen. Okay, now how do I pull all of the members that have been registered? Okay, there's something we call a gallery, okay, a gallery. So I'll go to insert, right? Then I'll go to, yes, is hidden here. I'll call this a gallery. So there are different types. So, but the one I want to use is a blank one. So I select my gallery, okay? So once I select my gallery, you see it says select a data source. And we have a data source already, which is what? Members profile. So I'll click on this. So once I click on this, I will adjust it so that it sits well, okay? I'll adjust this so that it sits well. Then I will rename my gallery. It is very important. So I'll say all members. Okay. I'll rename it. Then I need to also bring this header from here. I need to bring it here. Okay. So I'll call it all members. Okay. So I have this way. Now, I haven't done that. You would see when I select my gallery, there's a pencil on the top here that says edit gallery, right? It's actually called a template. This first part is the template, this row. So it's big, but I'll have to adjust it, okay, so that it will be smaller. So it's a template row. Whatever you do here will cascade down to other rows. Now, let me insert within that template row, I would insert a label. You see, the moment I inserted a label, what it did was to what? It picked the membership ID automatically. Let me insert another label. You will see that automatically it picked the first name, okay? When you insert another row, it picks the last name. When I insert another one, it will pick the middle name. When I insert another label, it picked my department by default. When I insert another one, it picks my matric number, okay? Let me insert another one, then it picks my gender, okay? So this is how the template row works, okay? So you can see the gallery now, but I want to give it a border so that it doesn't just look blank. So I'll make this 1, okay? So you can see it, so it's looking, let me adjust it a bit, yeah. But of course, you agree with me that these columns are just there. We need to be able to identify which role is which. So in that case, I will insert a label outside the gallery. So I'll put it on the top here. So what is this one? This one is our membership ID. So I think that means inside here, I'll have membership ID. Okay. So I'll color it by going to home, fill. So let me give it something like this. Yes, something like this, and I'll change the color to white. You see, so this covers for this particular column, okay? So I'll duplicate it and paste it again. So this one is first name. Okay. I'll copy and paste it again. This one will be what? Last name. Okay. I'll copy it and paste it again. This one will be middle name. I'll paste it again. This one will be matric number. Then the last one will be what? Will be gender. So I haven't done this. I need to place them well. Okay.
I think you've missed one column.
Okay, the department. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So this one is the department. So I need to increase the width of this one so that I also need to increase the width of this to say, let me say 180. I'll adjust this, yeah. This one is much, so I will Windows 140. Oh, 160. So I will increase this to say 250. Let me say 280. Then this one will be 160. Yeah, so if you look at this, yeah, this is what we have. So this will actually show all members, okay? This shows all members, but I also need to have an icon. Let me say the home icon here. Let me add the home icon here. So I'll add the home icon here. Okay. Okay. So apart from the home icon, I also want to add a refresh icon. So I'll duplicate it and look for a reload icon. So what this reload icon does is to refresh your data source, your SharePoint list, so that should you add any, should someone or you've added any members data and it's not showing, so you need to be able to refresh it so that it populates. So you refresh this, so it shows this, right? So this is what we have. So you can go back home, add new member, 05, right? First name, okay. So departments, trick, gender, male, email, phone number, the industry, graduating set, then I had the member. Okay, so that's all. So for the lastly, we need to, now you would see that when it took me to new member successfully added, I should be able to navigate away from here, okay, which it didn't happen. So what I would do is I will insert a timer here. There's something called a timer. So let me look for the timer. So did you see this timer? Input timer. So what the timer will do is that I will tell you that I will click on action. Number one is that this timer will start automatically. So it will run for 3000 milliseconds, okay? But when it ended, okay, it should navigate to where? To our new form, or you can tell it to navigate to home, as the case may be, whichever one. So, but also I also want it to start automatically. So which is auto start, yes, auto start. So auto start, let me go back, let me click here, you'd see 1, 2, 3, that's 3. So if I add member, I say member ID 55, this. Industry, so guiding set. So if I submit, okay, so watch what you do. Yes, so it takes me here automatically, okay. So what I need to do finally is also is that I'll just hide this. I need to hide this guy so nobody sees it, okay. Hide hidden. Okay, so I think that's all that we'll do for today. So what I will do, yes, there are still some things that we need to do on this form. We need to make all the fields compulsory, right? We need to, we still need to do some lovely things within this place, okay? But of course, we can always do that in the next class. We'll just at this point take questions or comments if you have any. Thank you. But let me show you from the beginning. This is the system, right? So I had a new member, right? I put the information, then I submit. It takes me to the success screen, right? This is my success screen. This is why I see all members. You see everyone that I've added here, they're showing up here. So one of the things that we can do here is also to add filters. So you can filter based on the department. You can also filter based on gender, okay? What other thing? Yeah, we have in industry that we include here. We can also filter based on that, okay? So, but this is the system. Now let's take our questions or comments on the server.
Okay. Please, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
I hope this recording will be sent to us later after the class, so we can do the same thing on our own.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll try as much as possible to do that. Yeah, we'll do that.
That's my question.
Okay, that's fine. But so far, you follow through and you're fine with what you don't have any question.
No, I don't have any question. I understand. I just want to be able to do it on my own.
Okay, so this is what I would do. Because I won't if I say that everyone should be doing now and it might take time. So this is what I want to do. I want everybody to do this and make sure that by Tuesday, max Tuesday, you drop your comment on the group to say that, okay, I've done so when you're done, you can send your screenshots, or I probably have a one-on-one session to see what you have done. Is that okay?
Okay, sir, that would be good.
Okay, please, Tuesday, everyone on the group, ensure that you do it to this point. And if you have any challenge or whatsoever, just drop it on the group, and I'll definitely attend to you.
Thanks so much.
All
Thanks
right.
so much, sir. Well appreciated, sir.
Okay. Then ensure that you have your account, your account for development, you have it up and running, you have it working. So because it's important for you to be able to achieve this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you, everyone, and do have a lovely day.
Thanks so much, sir, for your time. So I really
All right.
appreciate.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.